Hi, my name is Sophia Popoulis, and today we're going to be learning how to do a two-stranded hair braid. This is kind of the look that we're going for. You just want to have a little look at that, pass it around.
Thank you.
So you know what we're looking for. I'm going to get one of you to read our acknowledgement of country, if that's okay, while you're looking at that.
Yes, I'll do that. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay our respects to elders, both past and present.
Thank you for that, Ryan. So today's success criteria is to perform a two-stranded twist on both sides of the head, so kind of like this. And to be successful in this, we need to be able to secure her off at the back with either a hair tie or bobby pins. With that, to be able to perform this, we do need some equipment. So we will need a doll's head or a real person. We will need a hair tie, some bobby pins, a basin comb, hair comb. Did I say hair clips? Hair clips. And obviously a doll head and a clamp to keep her still. The objective of this learning session is to successfully perform a two-strand braid in a neat manner. I do understand that you might not be able to get it today because it is new to you all. For the style to look sort of symmetrical on either side as well. For that.
So will we be learning just on the dolls, or are we going to get a...
So today it's just going to be on your doll head, and later on, if you book another session, we will probably have real clients by then.
Okay.
I'm going to first show you the steps on how to perform a two-stranded braid in a half up, half down style in real time. And then from there, we can get an understanding on how long this task should actually take once you're competent in learning the style. I will then repeat the demonstration, breaking it down step by step and helping you to perform this hairstyle. I'll then ask you to demonstrate it on your own as well. Before we go any further, I would also like to go over some contraindications that you might encounter before performing a hair service. So does anybody know what the word contraindication actually means?
So it's like any issues or problems that you might come across?
Yeah, so a couple of little things that you might encounter when performing a hair service would be head lice, for example, usually found in little kids. You might find eczema or psoriasis in the head, which is like flaking of the scalp, redness, bit of lesions, bit of itchiness. You might find people that might have had skin cancer and had some sort of skin grafting done on their scalps, and they might have patches or even hair missing. Is there anything else you might think of that you might find in the hair?
I was just going to say, what happens if you come across some of those things?
Yeah, so sometimes if you find something that looks broken, like the skin is broken or it's weeping or it's got pus in it, I personally would suggest not to do that kind of client, only because it could be infected. You might stick a comb in it, you might hurt the client.
In today's day and age, with like everything going on, will you get in trouble for
Rejecting a
client?
Well, you're not entirely rejecting them, so in a way,
surely they've got to know what's in their
course.
hair.
So
like, can it like worst case putting that like get in trouble by the
well,
law?
what you could actually say to the client is, oh, I've just noticed you have something on the back of your head here. Is it painful? What is it? Is it contagious? If it doesn't bother you, I can perform the service. I wouldn't reject them completely unless it was something that was contagious. Obviously, if it's bleeding out everywhere, you're not going to do it, okay? Like, that's just common sense, and they should know that themselves.
Yeah.
I know some people are funny, but you know, you still have to, you can't do it, basically.
But if you're put in a position where they say
and they insist on doing
but you know, can you like, can you get in trouble by
rejecting them.
rejecting by your employer? Sorry.
Well, I guess it depends. Like for me, if I was in a situation like that, I would go see my supervisor and get
And let them make the call.
another opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go to someone a bit higher and say, look, I have a client that has
It's
such and such on their scalp. They're insisting on having the hair service. What do you recommend that I do?
Because if you don't feel comfortable as
Yeah.
well, like
Yeah, so if you don't feel comfortable as a service provider, then maybe you can get someone else that's comfortable doing it. I can give you an example. When I was training myself as a hairdresser, I was working in a salon, and one of my staff members went to do a haircut on a lady. She had a massive, it looked like a skin graft on her head, and the person that was going to perform the haircut on her, he just felt a little bit, I don't know, I know it sounds sad, but he didn't feel comfortable doing it. So then I went over and I did the hair service for her because he didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling comfortable because it's, I don't know, for whatever reason it might be, you can ask someone else to do that service for you. Okay?
But you do have the right,
Yeah, of course.
even you're your supervisor to.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Okay. So now that I've explained to you all the types of contraindications that you might come across, what are some safety aspects as a hairdresser? What are the safety aspects for us? What would you think that you would need to do?
What,
Like as
in
in
regards
work,
to safety
work
equipment
health and
or
safety, what would you need to protect yourself
for you?
when performing someone's, like doing a hair service?
So like, you know how our chairs can adjust?
Yes, perfect. So you don't want to be actually working like this because it's going to break your back.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about your posture at all times.
You gotta wear long sleeve or safety like shoes or anything like
well, not safety shoes, but we do recommend closed-in shoes because
Yeah.
obviously if you drop a heated tool on your foot, or for example if you're cutting hair, for example if you drop scissors or something, so you do need to have closed-in shoes.
Yeah.
Also to
long sleeve doesn't matter now.
No, not really. No, that's okay.
Gloves.
Gloves if you're performing a colour service. Not so much with just the styling, but in keeping in mind if you're using doing styling, just remember the aspect of the heat tools. So be careful you don't burn yourself.
Okay.
So being quite wary of that, and you can get heat protector gloves for when you curl.
Okay.
Other than that, that's pretty much it. So your posture, making sure your client is here. So say for example you're working on this side of the head, you move your body and go like that. You wouldn't stand over here and go like this because you will strain your back. And like the side. So always, wherever you're working, you work directly behind, and then of course the side you move, so you're moving around. Like Nada said, adjusting your seat to the height of your client so that your posture is nice and you're not slouching over and hurting your back. Do you have any more questions on that?
Yeah, no, so it's just,
No.
so shoes closed in, back
Yeah,
up straight.
obviously colour services, you're going to be wearing gloves, aprons, closed-in shoes, and things like that. So obviously too, we're not doing too much heat work today, but keeping in mind too, for the safety of your client, not to be pulling on their hair, and obviously poking them in the eyes with the hairbrushes.
And you could give them like little instructions as you're going if they're moving.
Yeah.
Just for again your posture.
course.
Just keep your head still.
Yeah, if they're a fidgety
and
client,
then,
because you will come across a fidgety
Yeah.
client, you just let them know, oh, I'm just going to be working over here, if you don't mind keeping your head still just for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, they'll be okay with that as well. Okay, does that make that clear of what the contraindications are that you might come across in your client, and also with what the safety aspects you need for yourself to protect yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, obviously too, we're not using any heat tools today, but if you had a blow dryer, for example, or a straightening iron, just be wary of where the cords will be around your body as well, and around the chair and the client as well. Okay.
Nice.
Cool, perfect. Obviously today's lesson is about a two-stranded braid. Has anyone actually done a two-stranded braid before?
No.
Do you know what it even looks like? Obviously you've got it here,
Not before you.
Yes, not before.
Alright, so I'm going to take this out and I'm going to go through it with you. So before you perform this service, you usually will ask your client where they part their hair. So I'm going to ask her, whereabouts do you part your hair? She's going to say, I'm going to part it down the middle today. So we'll grab the comb and we'll just do a middle part. And making sure you're brushing all of your client's hair out, holding her at the top here so you're not, if you don't hold the head, it's just going to wobble around everywhere. So you're going to hold the top of her head and just make sure she's tangle free. And I'm just going to brush it out just like that.
So when your client comes into you, do you prefer them having clean hair, wet hair,
So normally,
shampoo to condition before they get to you, or
Yeah.
doesn't matter to you?
that's a good question, right? So normally I get asked this all the time when I do weddings for upstyle. I personally prefer my customers to have clean hair. Yes, some hair can be quite slippery like this doll, and that's how you will, in reality, some hair is like this. So,
Does that mean dry also? Like you want it blow dry,
Blow
like
dried
not wet
straight.
at all?
yeah, just blow dry straight. And then
Yeah.
from there, you can grit it up yourself with either hairspray or with texturizing powder. Okay, so what I'm going to do.
Sorry, can I just ask, what if your client's got really curly hair?
Okay, so if, say for example, she had really curly hair, we would blow that straight first,
Right.
and then do
And
the
then
up,
perform.
and then the hairstyle on her.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to part her down the middle, and then we're going to section it just at the top here like this. So not a really big piece of hair. So maybe what we'll do, we're going to make it sort of go from here and go around the back of the head to the back of the head. So to begin the braid, choose which side you want to begin on. So I'm going to start on my right side. And I'm going to just give her a little twist like this. So probably about a finger wide on each section. I wouldn't get any thicker than that. Any thicker, it's going to look clumpy, and you're not going to really get the effect of your twist. So once you start here, you just twist around, and I'm going to.
So what fingers are you using there?
I'm using my index finger and
Yeah.
my middle finger.
So just a question. So you got your both fingers, the hair.
Yeah.
The new part of your hair, where does that part go to?
Okay, so once I pick up,
Yeah,
I'm going to add to the top
index finger.
of my index finger.
And
Yeah.
do you pick up about the same amount?
Yeah, so about a finger width.
Okay.
So about that.
So you've got to
height.
keep that whole,
Yeah, pretty much the same all
The
the way
same.
around.
Yeah.
and that's what gives it that nice effect.
That's
Yeah.
correct. So then from there, we're going to twist around, and I'm going to add there. From there, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to get used to jump onto the doll head, and that way you can have a go of doing just that basic first step at the front.
Okay.
I'm going to put a bobby pin on my one, so I can continue it after. I was meant to show you the complete look, wasn't I?
You did beginnings, that's okay.
Okay. Actually, what I might just do the one side to show you how fast it should really be done, and then I'll let you have a go step by step. So this is how fast it really should go.
So a lot of people, they use this sort of twist in weddings. Like what's the most popular?
So you'll get
Right.
this style used in like weddings,
Formals and stuff,
little girls hairstyling, special occasion hair. Pretty much anywhere. You can incorporate this with multiple styles, not just on its own. You can add curls to it. You can do it in a bun style, like you can twist it right round and place it into a bun later on. So this is how fast, once you are competent in learning this style, this is how quick you can be able to do it.
So you always obviously pin that side while you're doing the second side.
Yes, so
just
once
sort of like
you've
clip.
finished that, you can then join them together. Add your hair tie or bobby pin. I'm going to add a hair tie to her hair because her hair's very slippery. Okay, and that's how it should be done. And then you can give the back of it a little brush. Later on in another training session, we will go over the finishing product on how to curl all that to make it look like a complete hairstyle. But that's how fast it should go. But I'm going to take it out and we're going to do it step by step together now. So you just have an understanding of how to do it by yourself as well. Alright, so I'll get ready to jump on the blonde and Nada on the coloured one. Okay. Well, I'm going to go jump on with Nada, and you can just watch over Rose
Yep,
so I
that's
can
cool.
do step by step. So Nada, I'll get you to do this side, and I'll do this side step by step with you. I'll go halfway with you,
Okay.
and then I'll get you to continue on your own. Okay, so we're going to grab 2 pieces of hair. Just watching on Ray so you know. We're going to grab like that, and we're going to twist over on top of our index finger. I usually do 2 twists here, and then I hold it
So
here.
2 twists to start off
2
with.
twists at the front.
So when you do your 2 twists,
It
is
sort of
that
just
like
locks it
1
in.
and then
Yeah,
2?
And when-
yeah. So
Okay.
it sort of crosses over like that,
Mhm.
and then it will cross over again and sit on top of the index finger.
And when do you twist? Which way do you twist?
We're twisting in towards the head.
Towards the centre.
Yeah, towards the center of the head.
The part, yeah.
How'd you
So
go with
that's
that part?
like that, is that right?
And
Or twist again?
yeah, and twist one more time.
So like that?
Yep. And then we're going to grab like the width of your finger and just grab from the bottom and add into the middle.
No, twist that
Yep,
again?
and then we're going to twist over and swap that around and holding at the top.
Okay.
Then we're going to pick up, and we're going to add, and we're going to twist again. Yep, that's looking good. Continue doing that all the way around. So once we get to the back, I'll undo mine, and then I'll get you to perform this side on your own, and then I'll assist Roy in his one. So continue that all the way around till you get to the back.
And so you actually take hair from here?
Yep, you can. Yep. And then you can finish that off with that there.
Just to
Perfect.
that point? Or-
Yeah, that's great. Yep. I'll undo mine, and then you can do this side on your own.
Yeah.
And I'll help Ray. Okay. So we're going to start over here. Are you happy to start on this side?
Yeah,
Okay,
start,
so
yeah.
first I'll get you to brush your doll's head out so she's not naughty.
Find the part. Find it.
Fighting her part and being a little bit gentle. You're going to pretend like if this was a real person, how would you brush her hair? Sorry, just push that clamp in. Perfect. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to do the same with you. I'll get you to start on this side.
Yep.
And I'm going to do this side, and we'll do it step by step together. So we're going to grab a piece around about this big.
Yep.
A little bit small. Perfect. Split that into 2. Yep. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring that over and under, and we're going to do it one more time, and then we're going to hold it at the top. I think you've gone one too many. Yep, just about there. Perfect.
Yep.
Then we're going to grab your finger and sort of slide it underneath the client's hair and place it on the top piece. So coming from here,
Yeah, that part there. Yep.
you can grab that piece.
Yep.
Try to keep the section in kind of neat if you can, and adding it to here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then we're going to do,
So add those 2 together.
yep, and then we're going to twist inwards.
Yep. That's correct. Yep.
Yep.
So
Then grabbing another one and placing it over the top. Try and keep your sections nice and small and keep them nice and neat. You can just relax your hands a little bit, they're a little bit tense. Yep, and continue adding. That's looking really good. Are you okay there, Nana?
Yeah, I just thought I'd do this side when he's on that side, just
Okay.
so I don't interrupt him.
Oh yeah, sure. That's looking good. Okay, we need to push that in.
Just down here.
Sort of pushing her off. Okay. Try keeping your sections really thin and separating it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be tight, Roy. It can
No.
be kind of loose. This is kind of a
Will it
loose.
fall out, but if it's loose or
No,
not?
because this is a really loose sort of hairstyle.
So do I stop there?
You can keep going a little touch more. Yep, and then we'll grab a hair pin and we'll just hold it there. That's okay, that's good enough. And then we'll put that there, and then you can do the other side while Nada does her side.
Yep.
Okay, I'll start it off for you, so you have an idea of where we're at. So we've got 2 strands, we're going to twist it so it's up across, and then we're going to go over one more time, and then we're going to hold it. Okay, so that's where I want you to start.
So you've done the twist already, or we're going to twist
Yeah,
it?
so now you're just ready to add.
Not that-
So the way I gave it to you, you're ready to add. So
Okay.
from here, you're ready to add straight in. That goes into the middle part. That's correct. Now twist over. That's right. Oh, do you want me to grab it for you? There you
Yeah,
go.
just to show me. 'Cause-
Yep, straight into the middle. See how this is all bubbly?
Yeah.
Try and have it like it's nice and neat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to get rid of that little piece.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep your braid looking really tidy.
So when I'll grab it from that.
Yeah, so show me your finger. I want to see your finger going under and using it like it's parting the hair. Yeah. How are you going there, Nada?
So is that like about enough that I've put in?
Yeah, that looks great. Yeah.
And then I twist like that.
Yeah.
It's got the time there. That 20 minutes. Hopefully you don't start us off like that, okay.
Yep.
That goes over, yep.
How you going, Roy?
Yeah, I think I'm sort of going alright.
Too much. So that's way
So
too
this
much.
one
And
I'm
you're not going to collect from here. You're going to collect from here.
From there, okay, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Okay, and then from there, you're going to grab both these pieces, and I want you to tie them off with a hair tie.
Okay, you just pass me a hair tie, please.
There you go. And I'll get Nada to tie them off with a hair tie. What we'll do is after this, we will give it another go. And I'm going to undo it all, and you can do it without me actually helping you.
Okay.
Yep, and then you can give your client a little brush around.
So did you?
Yeah, so then when you finish that off, you can then like separate that braid a little bit, and you
Yep.
can twist it over into like a topsy tail.
Yep.
Like that. And it sort of just twists the ending of it too.
So
Didn't they bring out a tool for that
They do,
back years ago?
yeah.
Yeah.
when you do this part,
Yep.
how do you know how high to do this ponytail? Like, do you do it right
You
up
can
there,
do
or
it anywhere you like to, but if you're wanting to do a topsy tail,
Yep,
then you leave a big gap.
okay.
Yeah.
It's trickier than you think.
Perfect.
Go like that.
Yeah, that looks amazing. You did great. Alright, I'm gonna undo them, and then I wanna do it. I want you to be able to try and do this without
Testing.
without me actually giving you the guidance. Okay.
We're
But
being
that looks pretty
tested.
good.
We're getting tested, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's take this out. Would you like me to give you one last demonstration on how to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Are we allowed to watch from up here?
Of course, wherever you want to watch, you can stand, you can sit. Alright, I'm going to take out both. And again, you can see how fast it really should be done.
Are you doing this? Which one?
I might do this one because it's closest.
Can you perform this obviously for you girls? Can you is it hard for you to do it to yourself?
On yourself?
Yeah.
No, you can do it on yourself. It's actually quite easy to do on yourself. Yeah. Alright, so once again, we're going to start with 2 pieces. Try to keep your sections really tidy, because if you're just going like this and it's getting messy, do you know what I
Yeah, it
mean?
doesn't.
It looks messy in your braid.
Yeah.
So you've got to be really conscious of how it's like really gentle. I'm quite gentle when I do it. So again, this top strand sits on top of your index. This one sits between the index and the middle. And then when I go to collect from the bottom, I'm going to add to the top strand. I'm going to call this one the top strand, which sits on the index finger. And I'm not rushing, I'm just using my actual fingers to sort of brush out the hair as I go. So that way it stays neat. Okay, so then we're going to twist. And I use my finger as a guide. Sometimes you can use a comb if you want to, but I find that a bit harder. But you can if you want. Okay, I usually use my fingers as a guide and a brush. So I'll just go a little bit faster.
So it doesn't have, like, you don't be tight, you just...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be really tight because it is quite a soft look. And then later on you can then fan out the braid for it to look even more softer. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm at the back already, so I'm going to pop my hair clip there. And then I'm going to continue on this side. It can be a bit tricky when you're not used to doing it. But over time, with practice, you'll get a lot faster.
People ever ask for like this sort of style with hair that's like, say, like kind of shoulderish? Because obviously, like, you know, they've got long hair on these dolls.
Yep.
So if you have someone that's got like that sort of shorter hair, then do you still curl it, or does it make it look too...
As in the bottom part or the
Yeah.
actual top?
Like, I guess once you've done where you're up to now, yeah, so then when you curl it, does it still sit nicely, or does
Yeah.
it look like...
So if you've got a client that's got sort of shortish kind of hair, you won't get a curl out of it as such, you get more of like a kink.
Right, okay.
Whereas these ones, obviously we're not doing the curling on the hair today, but if this was to curl, it does spring up a little bit. So obviously if you've got short hair, it will spring up a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
So in the next training session, we will learn how to curl and finish off this style. But that's how I completed that look in what took me about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that
Not
looks
even, a
good.
couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So now I want to see you structural format without my instructions. I can put up some slides on the presentation there for you to have a little flick through to sort of guide you through your practice on your own. So I'll pop that up here for you.
Thank you.
I'll put it on step 1 for you so you can get an idea, and then when you need me to flick it over, I'll flick it over for you. Alright, let's give that a go. We're going to try that independently by yourselves now, and we'll see how that goes. So making sure you remember to brush your client's hair beforehand. Pretend to check for any contraindications in their hair. You know, pretending she's not the client.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So when you check for the contraindications,
Yeah,
you
so
can do that
don't-
while you're brushing.
Yeah, so
kind
don't
of?
make it obvious. We're
Yeah.
just going to run our fingers through, kind of separating it like this. Looking down the bottom, because head loss usually likes to hang around the nape of the neck,
Yeah.
and usually around the ears, around the hairline, around the ears.
Okay.
So you're just having a little play through to see if there's anything in the hair.
Yeah.
Obviously, if there's not, then you can continue the hair service for the
Thank you.
client. That's the same for you, Roy. Making sure you check your client's got any, if there's anything in her hair. It's very common to find people that have a little bit of dry scalp, a little bit of psoriasis. That's very normal.
And like dandruff and
Bit of
that sort of
dandruff,
thing.
yeah, that's quite normal.
Okay.
So I've got the slides up here for you. Reading step 1. Perhaps your hair would like it to be parted, and then separate out a section either side of the parts, stopping just behind the ear. But we're not actually doing that, so we're just doing it from the top of the head. Yeah. So remembering to keep it on your index finger and middle finger. And brushing at each little piece as you go to make sure that as you do it, it's nice and neat. So no thicker than maybe the thickness of your finger for each section of hair, just so that way you get a nice pretty twist around the side of the head. looking really good, Nada.
Thank you.
You're natural. I hear you come from a background of hairdressers, Roy.
Yeah, mum and dad, sister.
Very cool. Okay, that's a little bit too thick looking here. Making sure you're just picking up from just here.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you. I thought about sticking with it being a hairdresser, but
What did you have in mind?
well, my dad was a ladies hairdresser,
That's very cool.
so
Did you ever work there?
yeah, I did. I used to go watch him when I was younger. I used to blow dry hair after they got shampooed and I used to blow dry the hair, work there, and I used to wash his shop towels for
You
him.
would have been a real catch with the women.
How long did you do that for, Roy? I'm interested now.
Yeah, she's interested.
I did it every Saturday. I used to wash the shop towels. Just get like $10 back then. It was heaps.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
looking
used to go. Honestly, I used to go with my dad all the time.
Just
I
a
know.
little bit thinner.
I don't know why I didn't become a hairdresser. It's my cars and now I'm a mechanic.
Well, now you are.
Yeah. And I still, believe it or not, I'm still going to pay to go get my hair cut. What a joke.
And just finishing it off with that. I think you're okay with that now.
Stop
So
there.
yep, I would be putting that there. So the only thing I could suggest for you guys,
That's cool, Nada.
yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, the only thing I could suggest, this is perfect. This looks great.
I think I got out of the lines a
No,
bit.
yeah, you
Like,
did very lightly there,
yeah.
but it still looks really good for a second attempt. I think it's really cool. Alright, I'm gonna get you to do the other side,
Yep.
and I won't guide you at all.
Yep.
But you're doing really good. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel like as you do it more and more,
It becomes more easier,
yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
in the beginning I was like, oh.
Yeah,
But I
and you'll
think-
become quite quick at it now, which is really good. Got the hang of it.
Yeah, I think it's just, yeah, more practice.
I'll just flick through these so you can have a look how it really should look like.
Okay.
Not that you don't have it because you've got it quite well. See that far like that? Yeah, lower that. How you going, Roy?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going better.
Yep, that's looking heaps better and much neater as well. That's perfect. After you've done your braid, you tie it off and give the client a little brush around as well, making sure the rest of her hair
Don't think I tied as good this time.
still looks really good though. Should be really proud of that. That looks really cute.
I think mine's
Oh,
easy.
that's looking really good, Roy.
Oh yeah, look, you got better.
Yeah.
Well
So you
done.
can practice. You do your daughter's hair now. Is this why you're doing this training session?
Yeah.
To learn to do your daughter's hair?
Yeah. It's always. They do it
Try not
pretty
to
good.
pull too hard because you are really yanking at your customer's head.
Sorry about that.
See how Nada's lady's head's still straight? Yours is like bobbing around all over the place. Is there anything I can pick on for you?
Well,
Well, it's got to be something you can pick on. So do we tie this up now?
Yes,
Or do
please. So now join the two pieces together. And that's your lady done.
So you're going to elastic there, please.
Sure can.
Sophia.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, so how did you feel about that second time round?
I think it was better, yeah.
Yeah, look how great they look. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah,
They've turned
it's-
it even worse. Looks
yeah,
really
no,
good.
It does.
Giving your lady a little brush to finish her off for it.
Yep.
Should we fix her head?
Let's see. Alright, so I've watched you before
I'm
do
going to
this.
do a
So
little topsy
yeah,
tail.
I'll do that. So pull that, loosen that off. Right there.
You're gonna do your girls' photo day hair like that now?
No.
School photos?
Nothing.
Good shot. Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah, give it a little brush at the back. Perfect. That's great.
So with these parts here,
Yep.
so to like make them look better, but you spray hairspray
Yeah,
on them.
so
What,
at
what do
the
you do
end,
here?
if this was a real client, you
And see how this is up a bit. Do you bobby
Yeah,
pin them in or
you
something?
can. So at the end of it, you can either put a little bit of hairspray. You can even use wax when you do this on
Oh,
each
just
strand.
To hold it, yeah.
But if you're after that really, really soft look, I would put nothing.
Okay.
Just a bit of hairspray. You
Yeah.
fan it out like that.
And I'm quite happy because this one,
That one looks
I
really
missed
good.
the line.
Yeah,
That's
that
okay.
side does look
Yeah.
But you
really
can see
good.
that you've improved in your second attempt on it,
Yes.
which is really good. Alright guys, so that concludes the 2-strand braid. I'll get you to have a little seat and we'll just go through a few questions or any questions you might have that I can answer for you. Did you have anything you want to ask me?
Yeah, I did want to ask you. So we done where the hair was parted in the middle.
Yeah.
Can you show us an example where
We
the
can.
hair is not parted in the middle?
Of course, we can change that up.
Because I seen that, like if it goes to one side or something.
So say for example, your client parts her hair here.
Yeah.
That's also okay, so we'll just do that there. So say for example, she doesn't want it on this side. Say she only wants it on the one side, so we're going to do it on the one side. So we're going to start over here, and we're going to do one side.
Mhm.
So you're going to do exactly the same steps.
So where do you still grab the hair from the?
Exactly the same way, we're just going to go the other direction, and we're not even going to touch this side.
Okay.
So say for example, she just wants it on the one side,
Yep.
this is how you would do it. Okay? Very simple, pretty much the same steps, you're just not doing it on both sides.
Yep.
Okay? I'll show you what this looks like in a sec. I'll just come to the back of the head. And then that'll give you an idea of what it would look like just on one side.
So what's more popular where the hair is
So I would do the one side like this if I was doing an up style and it was all swept to one side like this.
yes. Now I get it.
And that's how I would do that.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay, so it's just on the
And do
one
they
side.
normally have their hair? What do they do the rest of their hair?
So you could either like finish it off over in a ponytail like this, for example. And
Yep.
then you can put this into an up style
Oh, like a bun,
Side bun.
whatever. Yeah, side bun. Yeah.
side bun, or you could even just pin it behind the ear right here.
Yeah. That
And
looks
just-
nice. I
and
like
leave
it.
the rest hanging out.
out.
Yeah. Nada, did you have any questions?
I was just wondering, so like when you did that, if you like have someone that hasn't got as much hair,
Yeah.
would you take less in your hands or still the same amount in your
I
hands?
would still take the same amount, but
Yeah.
what you would do to finish off someone with less hair, you would just fan it out. To
Okay.
make it look thicker, you would also add the texturizing powder into the client's hair to make the hair feel.
What is that?
The
What is that?
texturizing powder
Is that
is
the what?
Yeah,
Not
it's
the
like a-
talcum.
it's like a talc powder,
Talcum powder.
but
Okay.
it's got like a grit to it, so it makes the hair feel gritty
Right.
and it gives it a little bit more texture. So see how this doll's hair is really soft? By adding the texturizing powder in it, it would give her more volume and more grit to the hair, so the pins would stick in it better and things like that.
So do you use that powder when the hair is oily or?
You can. With oily hair
You know what
though,
I mean?
you normally use more like a dry shampoo in the hair. Yeah.
So you'd spray that in.
And that makes it easier for you to
yes,
perform the
That's
braid?
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So texturizing powder and the dry shampoo helps with all that kind of texture.
So worst case, if you haven't got both of those things, what's the next option?
You basically just do it.
Okay.
Or you make your
What
client.
takes you longer
Or
to
you
do?
make the client wash the hair. No, the hair just looks oily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because some people, you're right, have naturally
Oily hair.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the European people
Yeah.
got oily hair.
Yeah. Or if they haven't washed it for a couple of days, you just get them to wash it.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright guys, well that actually concludes the lesson for today.
Yep.
I do encourage you to fill out our learner feedback form and please don't forget to fill out the attendance form as well.
No problem. Thank you for the lesson.
Thank you.